How's everyone doing? Today I have a trade package right here, which has two 4Ks and a limited edition Blu-ray. If you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them and let me know which one of these is your favorite. And I did a trade with Reject Films on here. Dan, really nice guy. If you're into horror movies, I would definitely recommend checking out his channel. Obviously with the name of his channel, you can figure out what his favorite movie is, Devil's Rejects. So thank you for doing this trade. I do appreciate it. I hope you like the items that I sent you. I sent him Saturn 3, which is a Scream Factory release with Farrah Fawcett, Kirk Douglas, and Harvey Keitel. And oddly enough, Harvey Keitel's voice is dubbed in it. The director didn't like his accent, which I think is kind of hilarious. But that is a sci-fi movie with a killer robot, essentially. And then Dead Again, which is a Kenneth Branagh movie, who directed Belfast recently, which I love that movie. But that's the Australian release I sent him, a nice limited edition release, which is has a release here in the US, I believe, but this Australian one is nicer. And then I also sent him Jack Frost, the first one, which was the MVD release, which has the kind of cool artwork on it. And people keep asking me about the Jack Frost 2 because I've posted pictures about it. The Jack Frost 2 replacement disc isn't coming out till October 11th, I believe. It's essentially the TV edit censored version that was released like a year ago. And I guess there was delays too, so they're reworking that out for Jack Frost 2 from MVD. So October 11th is the date right now. It's taken a while. But yeah, I don't think, a little bit of extra blood and curse words are going to save that movie, but to each their own. But let's go ahead and get into it. First up, he sent me Lamb. This is the A24, I believe, exclusive 4K release for it. And it's funny because I feel like for fandom, you hear like fanboys mentioned like Marvel, but A24 has some of the biggest fandom, I think, right now. And I think as a studio, it's a mixed bag for me. It is like really hit or miss for A24 releases. I think there's more that I dislike than I like, but I will say as a studio, they have really creative, unique ideas that usually isn't always the case for other studios. So I do appreciate them in that regard, but I definitely think they're overrated, overhyped, and I don't know, it's a really mixed bag for me. I'm hoping for good things for this one. I heard mixed things for it, but I heard it's, weird, bizarre, atmospheric is what it looks like though. It's Icelandic folktale is what it sounds like. And Noomi Rapace is in here. She's the lead. She's always going to be the girl with the dragon tattoo, which the original Swedish version is head and shoulders over the Fincher version. I think the only people that really like the Fincher version over the original version are English language speaking people and who don't want to read subtitles. But yeah, the Swedish version is so much better in my opinion. But yeah, she's a great actress. And so that's a draw right there. And I love the look to rural Iceland too. I guess they have a tragedy, and her and her husband are, have the sheep farm, and they find a discovery of this lamb right here, and they're, it's kind of a surprise, and I guess it's supposed to be a dark and wild folktale, and I don't really know too much else. It's the feature-length directorial debut from the director Vladimir Johansson. So it's a really nice looking release too, digipack release, and I'll just go ahead and show you. Let me know what your favorite A24 movie is. A24 released, but you get the disc right there, and there is interior artwork, which I always appreciate. Booklet slid out on me. I don't really like how the booklet is in there, like it can easily slide out like that. I don't know, but it's the nice 4K release, nice thick booklet. You've got the lamb right there in the crib. You got a postcard looking thing for Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I haven't seen yet, but I've heard great things. I'll be honest, the trailer didn't really intrigue me on this one. I feel like I might be the only one, but I feel like I've seen other, it reminds me of Doctor Strange, recently Multiverse of Madness kind of thing going on, and other different ones like that. Marvel-esque kind of. But we'll see. But yeah, this looks like a really intricate book right here. And I love when they include books for releases, especially if you're a fan of the movie and, behind the scenes photographs and information. I think A24 has some really nice limited edition releases for their website and stuff like that. So that is pretty cool. I'll be watching Lamb coming up soon. Definitely let me know what you think of this one because, again, I've heard mixed reviews. So very happy to add this one to the collection. I'm curious about it. I know it's like the highest grossing Icelandic film, but I don't know really too many other Icelandic movies off the top of my head. Next up is Watchers 2. And this is a Scream Factory release. I didn't realize it was a limited release, limited to 1,500 copies. And it's weird because like Twilight Time, they used to put, limited 3,000 copies. Other companies would do it too. I feel like if it's that limited, you should put it on the back somewhere. But Watchers 2, I haven't seen this one. I remember having way back in the day the Watchers 1 and 2 double feature DVD. And it sounds like the synopsis for this one's going to be very similar to the first one. The first one had Corey Haim, and that one doesn't have a Blu-ray release, so I believe it's some kind of licensing rights issue, because that would be like, I feel like, a big draw with Corey Haim on there. Anything Corey Haim, Corey Feldman-wise, especially when they're younger, it's going to get a draw because they have a big fan base. But yeah, there's genetically altered beast. One is like a killing machine, another one's like this dog, and they're have like the psychic bond, and this guy right here finds the dog, and he's trying to stop the murderous creature. So looking forward to checking this one out. I've never seen the sequel for it. Let me know what you think of it if you have, because again, these two are ones that I haven't seen, so I try to limit my blind buys now, but for a trade, why the heck not? Next up is one that I have seen. This is an upgrade. It's for Black Panther. I recently did a video, what didn't make the shelf, and I showed I'm getting rid of the Blu-ray because I'm getting the 4K, and here it is. I love that slipcover for it, that hollow foil effect. And I remember talking about, this was recently on some #1 list. I can't remember what it was, but I remember Rotten Tomatoes a couple years ago had this, the #1 greatest film of all time, and the #1 best action movie too, which is, Rotten Tomatoes is a trash rating site. I say it all the time. There's no middle ground. It's either like a 90 or a 10. If you want like legitimate ratings, go to IMDB for like a big popular rating site. That is the place to go. I miss their forums so much, IMDB. But I know I keep mentioning like Letterboxd. I haven't checked that out yet. But yeah, so this was #1 greatest film of all time for Rotten Tomatoes, which just shows you how ridiculous they are as a site, and an action movie too. For me, this isn't even the top Marvel movie. For me, like I was thinking about it, initially I was gonna say it was like #5 or 6, but now I think it's like probably #8 for me on the Marvel. Let me know what your favorite Marvel movie is. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with this franchise now that Chadwick Boseman sadly has passed away. He was a great actor. Get on up, incredible performance there. But very talented cast and crew. So if the majority of them can come back, I think they can still make it work. I don't know if they're going to have a female lead as Black Panther or not. I heard a rumor of that. But I'm curious to check out to see what they do. I do think it's a good Marvel movie, but definitely not a greatest movie of all time, not a greatest Marvel movie, not a greatest action movie, anything like that. So I know it was on another recent top #1 list coming up recently, and I can't remember what it was. The Rotten Tomatoes one was a couple of years ago, but I still think it's like #6 all time, which to me is also crazy. The #6 greatest movie of all time, get the heck out of here. I do like the movie though. I'm very happy to have it on 4K. It's #8 for me for Marvel. Again, I always say it's Into the Spider-Verse is my #1. Blade, I feel like really is underappreciated, so that's on my list too. Thor Ragnarok, Deadpool's a fun time. There's some of the Ant-Man. Ant-Man would definitely be on there, but the Captain America movies I really enjoyed. Winter Soldier, but I don't know, I'm curious. Let me know where Black Panther rates for you. Is it your #1 greatest movie of all time? Your favorite Marvel movie? Your favorite action movie? Let me know. Am I just underappreciating this one? Again, I think it's a really great film. It was nominated for some Oscars. I think it was like the first like superhero movie nominated for Best Picture, which I don't think it should have been nominated for that, but definitely for the costumes and stuff like that. That was definitely deserving. But I remember actually really liking the comics growing up. I was big into comics growing up. But let me know what your favorite Marvel movie is, your favorite comic book of all time. But there you go. Those are the trade package right there. Let me know what you think of them, if you've seen any of them, especially these two since I haven't seen them. And which one of these is your favorite? Leave me those comments down below. And yeah, definitely let me know. I'm probably going to watch this tonight. But hope everybody's doing well. Take care.